Hello. Welcome to my channel. This is Theorize. I just feel like this is how I want to share what I want to share in this kind of setting. Just sink into the emotion and the present moment and feel what you want to feel. To me, that's what a lot of these videos are about. And you have no idea how hard it was to just show up in this way. And just, I've tried many things to find the setting that I like, and I really hope this is the one that sticks. I like it so far. I chose the channel name called Theorize because that's sort of what I do within the soul progression that I walk. Is I just really come up with different things, and I'm talking about like internal journey stuff, which are like ways to get past them, different perspectives. And I also do some poetry, and just all of them are just philosophical, psychological, theoretical, and everything is ever changing anyways. But I just thought that the things that pass through me are worth sharing, and so I decided to do this. Interestingly, I used to give a meditation class, and one of the segments or one of the sessions was called the void session. And in that session, what it was facing another person and just really like sitting in silence with that person for a long time. That is my candle. We just gonna let it do whatever it want to do. But until then, let's just sink in. I can't believe it's about to turn off. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. I think it got over its little glitch. Let's hope. Anyways, the void session. To me, this is a version of that, like what I'm doing. It's because when I'm on my own, the way I thought I could do the session was in front of a mirror, and it's kind of like doing a mirror session, but imagine doing that with a person and just sitting in silence. And I used to make people sit in silence for 5 minutes and just stare at one another, and they can't stare anywhere else, and just really like take it all in. And you kind of just allow people to get through the entire emotion, to just come to ground. It's kind of getting through the autopilot, getting through just then all of the emotions that make you anxious, that make you like cloudy, because we're humans. And but eventually you come to the center, and it's just kind of a thing that I used to do to bring people to the center. And sometimes I make them do that before making them do a real meditation. also making you more comfortable with the people around you. But that's something that I theorized also. Um, Either way, that's a perspective what theorize is about. I just want to. I've seen so many different kinds of channels within the spiritual, mythical, philosophical. I don't have enough words, but if you find this channel, you probably understand what it's about. It could be about reading energies, tarot readings, and many different things. And this is just a version of that expressed through me. And we're going to see how this develops. Anyways, I want to say that you were trying to find a much more solid present for yourself, or I just think that as you take this journey and you slay some demons, it's just really about like coming to the present, and it's all in the present. Everything is in the present, and there's much more peace in the present. And in your journey to come to the present, I would say, like, for me, in my journey, I've been trying to find presence since January 2025, and it's been such an interesting reality walk for me. And this is like through dimensions, through my emotions, through reality, through the mental, the physical, and it has a lot to do with connecting to the physical as well. And I've seen that it's really like the coming together of all of them, of everything, that brings you to the integrated 3D and 5D reality, and existing in this space with your physical body, your emotions, your mental, the reality, and all of that expressed through the connection of the soul to all of them in this present moment. And I don't know about how other people experience it. It's all very relevant, very connected to the trauma, but I don't want to say trauma. It's the gifts, the experiences that you've been given. You chose to walk in this lifetime that pushes you, that allows you to walk the path in this way. It's easier for some people, and for some there's a lot to figure out to really bridge all of these together. And there's a lot more as well. Like I could go deeper, but I'll just hone in and just say that in this presence that you're walking, I'm just gonna leave it alone because this is a new candle. I just want to speak, man. Like, cool. has a lot to do with orbiting your own center and living in your own sphere, in your own energetic field, being an empath, living in so much sensitivity. What might have been prioritized was what's outside of you, or people outside of you, the environment, and just all of these things. They took precedence, where now, as you're coming more present, you are orbiting you, and you made a lot of sacrifices to orbit you. And might have lost friends, didn't take some jobs, just really, really gave focus to the journey. And recently you may have chosen to walk this path differently, or just universe, time, and just the way your life is going has brought it to be that it's time to share this presence with other people, or just the way you exist, and I guess build more capacity to share it with more. Of course, it's not anybody, but it's just also coming to a space where you're being challenged to learn how to take more conviction, more boundary, have more stronger boundaries, to remain with people, to expand yourself outside of just you. And the challenge you're going through right now is to remain in your orbit while adding these new elements into your life. It's like existing with people comes with a lot. It comes with projections, their perceptions, their judgments, and yeah, you've done enough work to sit in the self-worth of knowing that the way you exist is enough, and that you do not need to prove it. And it might also come in a space of romance, or or making new friends who live a different way than you exist, and just their world is different, and your uniqueness and way of existence can't be boxed in. And you also don't have to explain the way you live either. And being able to live the day-to-day realities while adding these new elements move you, or try to move you from your orbit and your center. And this is a time where you're challenged to remain, to have rules with yourself, to create rules with yourself that help you exist in this orbit that is yours. You ever have no thoughts? Like, I heard recently some people have a hard time just having no thoughts. But maybe I'm plagued with that, but also like I'm plagued with much more where I'm also overwhelmed by other things. But sometimes I just don't have any thoughts. I can just sit in silence, which, by the way, is another really, really good way of just remaining in your center. I hope to share some more tools in the future, but it's a lot of them have to do with silence. It's really coming back to the center, is being able to sit in silence, but also holding silence and holding presence at the same time, and much more. And also, like, it starts with silence. You're able to hold silence and sit more in the quiet, and then you're able to feel the presence, and you're able to also wait for coherence to come in. Just a couple of reality walks that have helped me. I was talking about how the life that you live could be different than people's, and to not let it go, to not criticize that life, to not judge it, to honor it, to feel the sacredness in it. And there's this new evolution of presence that's coming in, that when you sink into the emotion, when you sink into the present moment, when you allow silence to come in and to exist, you can feel and see a lot clearer. But at the same time, it may come with uncertainty. It may come with the understanding that you will feel and see what the right direction is, but may not know what it is until it shows itself. And so this requires a lot of patience to just kind of live the day-to-day in this walk. It feels like this interesting sticky energy that's kind of just like taking, it's not like a big tornado or a rumble, but it's an energy that you have to like really like feel discomfort in until you stretch out and are able to exist in the present. I think there's some people that could have existed in their experiences in a higher cloudiness, and that cloudiness is starting to achieve more land and more presence, and that shift really requires a big surrender. And in a way, this sticky feeling is a surrendering process to just the now, this present, to orbit yourself as you're so uncertain. But the more you're able to feed this energy, this space, the more this space grows. Even if it's in silence, it's telling yourself that you belong in this space. And allowing that belonging to create more space. It's really being able to wait and look for what is real and what is true to you. Because in the end, that's the thing that matters, anyways, within anything, within any relationship, any romance. However much the intensity pulls you, your ability to not leave this orbit, but choose this orbit, this space. And it may be boring, since maybe intensity is all you're knowing, or the excitement is what you think you should be going towards. But allow yourself to sink into the presence, to sink into the silence. I think that's what I have for you today. Stay in your orbit. All the answers will come here. Much love.